3 weeks to go in the Challenge Series, and we have the first of two back-to-back enduro races upon us. Fuji Speedway, perhaps unsurprisingly, will host the first one of them. Originally, there was a plan for Tokyo All Night. That kind of fell apart due to scheduling constraints. Unsurprisingly, it's a little awkward to schedule a race on a major expressway. More than you'd think. Also, co-commentary somewhere around here.
Hi. Yep, I am here for this lovely little endurance event here at the official, unofficial home of the Challenge Series.
It's basically official, or it is official going into Season 4, anyway.
Yeah. I'm still trying to move things into my office, so...
Yeah, fucking... You've got like 4 offices at this point, I think.
Not my fault.
You've got one at Road Atlanta. You've got, I think, one at Catalunya. One at Watkins Glen, I think, and now one here.
I've taken over the chief steering office at Watkins Glen, yes. Catalunya, I don't think I still have an office there. I think that's the one I moved here. And then, yeah, the one at the Demon Sport and the other team's official headquarters at Road Atlanta.
The other team's headquarters is Watkins Glen. Demon Sports has sole ownership of Road Atlanta. Anyway, Fuji, because that's where we're actually at, yeah. So that means there's like 5 different teams that have some kind of basis here, something or other. You have an office here, but NFR, Mercury, and Aqua all have their garages here, so... And I think there's one other. I don't remember who. I was gonna say TRT, but I think they have their base just in Tokyo itself, so... I don't know.
People are located where? Let's just cut the chatter and let's get to the chaos.
And we are green from Fuji Speedway. I think I was an admin, 236 off the grid. It's actually an admin 1 too, as I darn near run Noir over. I don't know why she broke so early for turn 1. But, Dick Trivial is the POV driver. Surprisingly, I think the only representative of Mopar Garage at this event.
Yeah, they've been trying to keep more of a low profile after the incident.
I think if they're trying to do that, I think they could do better than a light red Dodge Viper.
Yeah, probably.
More so, they may just be trying to preserve their equipment for Season 4. Because I know they're not competing in the final championship despite having every ability to do so. But he seems to be on a warpath already at the moment, considering he's up to 11th, and we're only through about 2/3 of the first of 22 laps, because this isn't just a random enduro round, this is the Fuji 100 kilometers.
Yeah, 100, yeah, I was the one that suggested it be 100, because initially it was going to be 75 kilometers, but I thought, why not crank it up to the full 100, because it is close to the end of the season.
Yeah, well, that's rare. How the fuck did you damage this thing?
Yeah,
But that was fun to explain after the race. I feel like you probably had a harder time explaining it to some of your own drivers than to Isabelle herself. Particularly the one that Dick Trivial just overtook into turn 1.
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting explaining to Buck what happened to his crush in lap 1, turn 1.
You have to explain it to Winter as well.
Oh no, I left that one up to back up because I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I step on the one landmine, I'm not stepping on two.
Very close quarters combat between Ryza and Trivial there. I think they were too wide for 3 whole corners.
Also, wow, I didn't realize how well you were doing at the start of this race, especially with how far your season's gone.
I think I think the whole Mercury just thing kind of created a mental reset. This is also my preferred car at my home track. Not my home track, but basically my home track.
Yeah, because we still can't get licensing agreements to host Challenge Series events at other tracks.
I've stopped asking Road America at this point. It's very clear that they don't care.
Yeah.
Going board with Trivial. Doesn't really seem to be within, not even close to striking distance on Elena Lassiter at the moment. But yeah, ever since I kind of took the main responsibility of like, okay, well I have to do well or the team is going to literally fold. Also starting like third helped. You know, I only had to pass Noir and my dad off the line. And my dad's car doesn't exactly get off the line too well, they're too wide.
Oh!
Almost contact, but I don't think there was any.
I had PTSD right there, seeing a Dodge and a Porsche nearly get together.
I had to quickly escape to this camera because the replay camera preferred cinema over battle on track.
Ah yes, with the infamous Mount Fuji cam.
Behold a mountain. We just watched effectively Bubba Wallace overtake Tony Stewart, except Tony Stewart is suddenly a Lexus and Bubba Wallace is suddenly a Dodge Viper. This is the weirdest NASCAR race I've ever seen.
I got some races to show you later then. Ooh. Buck and Kaiser going at it.
And Stephanie started in the way back. Interesting. And what I think could actually be Sophia Meyer's final start in the Challenge Series. That's not a way to go out. So it doesn't even have a run going down the hill, just super late braking and smack. Lexus nearly tumbles out of control at that, and Rial just watched the entire thing unfold before her.
That was ridiculous.
Well, Trivial has quite some way to go. He's about 3 or 4 seconds away from Noir and myself. This probably doesn't even surprise anybody to see us running this way, seeing as, well, NFR and Mercury are 2 teams whose garages are located here. I'm sure we would see roughly the same from Aqua if they had any competitors in this event, but none are here. Admittedly, kind of a rarity. Normally you'd at least see Yo or Chica, but nope, nothing.
I don't know why a lot of drivers didn't show up. I know the championship's in a couple weeks, and I know that Demon Sports has been working on our entries.
Well, that's the kind of weird duality of it. Some teams are trying to get as much track time as possible to prepare for that championship, to make sure the drivers are in top form.
Yeah,
or to
like
do any
Demon
last-second adjustments to their cars. Porsche is big on it too. They've got I think they've got their entire crew for that championship lined up here, which is, mind you, only 2 people, but still. They've also got Lassiter getting track time for next season, and I think I thought Schwartz was in this race, but maybe not. But then there are other teams who are just trying to avoid being on the track altogether, to avoid potentially wearing their equipment out or wearing themselves out.
Yeah, I know I showed up because I wanted more track time, and I know we got Buck in the field because he was we did list him as like an emergency reserve. So we needed him in top shape just in case.
This is gonna be chaos. Ryza, my dad, and Stephanie basically under a blanket onto turn 1.
Ooh, onto the grass, and
somehow Ryza got the drive off after basically just annihilating the inside curb. You don't see that too often. That is 5 cars in a train right there.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Mercedes, Porsche, Lexus, Dodge, other Porsche. And it's eventually... No!
Crossover attack?
I think we gotta go back a little.
Okay. Takes a defensive line, doesn't park the bus, and through comes Trivial.
Taking the widest arc humanly possible. Preserve momentum that way to get the move done.
And then just the mid-engine handling monster just crosses him over.
Yeah, Noir just kind of sent it on the brake. She knew her car could handle it. It's the much lighter vehicle out of the two.
Amtrak knowledge.
Ooh, forces him into the grass there, though. Oh boy.
Contact.
Oh boy.
Right.
But probably a little bit pissed off.
Yeah, that's because that's going to shuffle him into traffic, as that's a rejoin and a half from Trivial.
There are only so many ways he could do it there, to be fair. From the angle, like from where he ended up being parked at. Now let's actually get a better... This is not the button for that. There we go.
There we go.
So, he, after, getting the power down, tries his own crossover, but he has to cross over the other direction. There was no contact made.
Until...
Oh, that's where the contact is made, on the way down the hill. Trivial tries to, I think, force Noir a little, like a half a lane down the corner. Or down the track.
Just comes up.
Yeah, and Noir didn't even stop going over, so...
Yeah, I kind of want to put that on Noir, because Trivial was on her outside on this corner. Like, is it kind of there, and then...
It's definitely there. That's not you. Yeah, definitely alongside enough. Noir doesn't see him in the mirrors, though, but that's the issue with being on the wrong side of the car, That's a blind spot.
An entire car culture get triggered at that.
Well, it's specifically the wrong side of the car to see where that Viper is.
There we go.
If we just watch the mirrors, now suddenly he is gone. I can kind of see why she wouldn't know he was there. But you gotta hear that thing. That's a V10, and she would not have stopped coming over. Even if, Trivial did move down half a lane, but by the time they made contact, there wasn't even a Viper's car width there.
How much does she even move off the racing line in this corner?
I think that's still a racing incident. That isn't something we would penalize if we had a stewarding team, but that is still majority blame on Noir. You can see the rejoin here after he finally gets it slowed down and everything. He can't really just go along the track, or, well, being meta here, I can't go along the, just cut through the grass, because I'll get reset, is what it really amounts to. So I had to rejoin at the entry to the chicane, but, Brielle doesn't really see what's going on. She's still busy trying to cross over Buck. And has,
stops here.
Has time to realize, oh, that Viper is trying to get back on the road. He needs to be able to do that.
And...
Like, they don't hit each other, but that is just simply the best way Trivial can rejoin the circuit without having to wait. Admittedly, he probably could have waited only a couple more seconds, but you can't really tell from the bottom of the hill that there's nobody else coming. And he is very quickly... he's wasting no time getting back ahead of all of these cars. That's 2 cars in a single turn. I imagine he'll probably get the run out of the final turn to get ahead of the Lexus there. Especially when my dad has 0 traction and just kind of tail whips him. For the second time, we see Bubba Wallace and Tony Stewart, battle. But that's damage to both cars, so that's going to knock them both pretty much out of the race.
It's still a long one,
Oh my god, my dad's tire is destroyed. Hello?
Now we know why he got killed. Why the tail whip occurred.
No kidding.
And it lowered our defense.
Not much better. Enemy Riker became enraged. Stephanie trying to alert her teammate that she is there. Either get a move on or get behind me, basically. Let's see if Blaster does in fact get a move on. Oh, she's trying to get a move on. She tried to force her bumper down the inside of the SLR McLaren. Doesn't quite get it though. Ryza's just able to get a drive off now. Oh, never mind. She covers her teammate off on the exit, but I think Stephanie is still going to have a shot at the position here.
Hi, Mount Fuji.
Clearly no team orders in play. Elena tries to close the door.
Through the grass. Holy shit.
And they're still too wide. Figure it out, ladies. Former Porsche test driving ace goes round the outside, down the inside.
Hi, Mount Fuji, once again.
Hey, in case you weren't aware, this is Fuji Speedway.
There's a giant mountain in the background. I think it's Everest. Don't know.
I think it's Vesuvius. I was trying to think of another mountain in Japan, and my brain drew a blank. I'm trying to out-drag Ryza. That's surprisingly easy.
And she's immediately going to pull into the draft. No, doesn't.
Also with them basically dead left rear tire.
Oh dear Dodge. Yeah, that's a problem. Speaking of Dodge, we have a car in the pits.
They're tight, yeah. My dad, both of his rears are dead, that's why. So... Oh, Elena, bumper to the back of the 328. And she will sweep around the outside with Ryza's car being basically neutered.
I think that might be a flat tire.
I think it's still going too fast for a flat, but it's definitely flat spotted by now.
Yeah, that's...
If that thing is flat, that is some ungodly car control.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta be the main character. Also, speaking of the main character, let's take a look at what Kaiser has done to your lead.
I got too complacent. She was, she doesn't know what that word means, but she's pushing her tires.
Did she just drift?
A little bit. It was a four-wheel drift. Didn't really make any tire smoke, but yeah, that was definitely not a natural steering angle. That's a drift. I imagine she's got at least a little bit of drifting skills just by proxy of driving as long as she has, but that's not a healthy way to drive the car. I hope she knows that. Far be it from me to tell the Porsche test driver on how to drive her own car? Yes. The Porsche Testa driver. No, not a Testarossa. Wrong manufacturer, wrong company, wrong team. Down my inside, and I don't even know why I left her room. She just making the clown out of herself there. You don't have the tires for that.
Shot. Yeah, no. But compared to her teammate, who's in third,
yeah, much lighter, much less aggressive driving from Elena. Stephanie's just been pushing the shit out of that thing, and it's gotten her track position for sure, but now she's paying the Pied Piper.
Oh, and I think that tire might be on the verge of going flat according to our telemetry. Down the inside, through the grass, over a curb, and that's an overtake.
Yeah, Elena is just like, you're great and all, but you're crippled. You've become disabled now, Stephanie. You're gonna have to let me take over, because I actually have rubber on my car. Speaking of rubber... Noir did not take tires when she fixed her vehicle. What? Trivial did, which allowed him to easily get that move done. They didn't even make contact. It just looked like they did because of where the camera was.
Yeah, and he's leading the pack of the cars that had to... Oh, hi, Brian Ice.
Yeah, we are really abusing some tires today. Oh my god. Some people just don't know how to throttle control out of these hairpins. Clearly Elena the fuck does, because she's now probably about to pass me. I mean, probably not, because I do have a V10 and she doesn't though, so I don't know. Stephanie, yeah, you need tires, you idiot.
This is
Momentarily a Porsche 234 there. Stephanie lost another place due to her tires being literally deleted from the server. That'll put Trivial back into 4th.
I don't think Trivial's out of this just yet.
No, you could just about make a pit cycle from there, doing a 2-stop, 8, 15, 22. I would assume his tires will make it that far because, I mean, they had no problem doing that before. I don't know if they'll be making it to the end, though, on this set. If he has any desire to push the car at all, he won't be. And it kind of looks, based on his car's body language, like he is kind of pushing it. He's driving, I'd say it looks like 80% right now. And I would know because it's a Viper, you know, I kind of know how these things act. I have never driven a 2013 Viper, but I can just kind of guess it's not that radically different from how my own car would drive.
Speaking of your own car, we got a battle for the lead between two cars that the tires are just now trying to give out. Like there's some life, especially on your end.
Yeah, not really. I mean, this is like... I figured I had to get to 11 because I knew Elena was going to. So... I at least had a plan when I worn out my tires. I don't think the likes of Brian Ice or Stephanie really had a plan other than just go until I cannot.
Yeah, so we know who's actually leading the race, but we don't know who's truly leading the race, because will it be a 1-stop, a 2-stop, or will somebody with damage 3 stop their way to victory?
Trivial has definitely had the undercut. Even if he's not pushing the car, he is still going to be the fastest guy on this track, and it's not even a contest. He just ran a 39 flat. Me and Elena are fighting for the lead at a high 40s. Charlotte just ran a 43.4, and I wouldn't be surprised
and her
if...
tire's about to go.
Yeah. Her tires is even... her rear tire is even worse than mine, and my handling is still going to be relatively neutral because both of my left side tires are toast. I've been leaning on the front tire more because I just kind of can do that in a front engine car. Something like this just simply cannot. And that is one of the downsides to a Porsche.
One of many.
The Cayman doesn't have that problem though, because it's not rear engine, it's mid engine, so it makes more sense, and that's how you're getting such good tire wear out of Elena's car. The Carrera GT that Stephanie drives is also mid-engine, but she shot herself in the foot by pushing like crazy. A Sayman would pit here and just tire save on the second stint. But I knew that wasn't going to be an option. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew if I wanted to win this race, I had to 1-stop, because I could tell Elena's tires were not going. I'm genuinely surprised Buck isn't worse on his tires, considering that. Yeah, it's a freaking Hellcat. Like, this thing literally weighs 2 tons. This thing is approximately 75% of a pickup truck, with more horsepower than my car has right now from the factory. My Viper upgraded has less power than that Hellcat does stock. And I believe Buck's engine is slightly detuned to run here.
It was, in fact, slightly detuned. Battle for the lead. Not really a battle anymore. Is there something up with your tires? Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there is something up. It is their wear. And even if I wanted to try and fend her off there, the tires just simply would not allow it.
As Trivial as hunts down the driver up in third.
Yeah, Riel. Might see an overtake, but I don't think it'll matter because she's gonna go in here anyway, and Trivial will continue on.
Oh, your left front is also done.
They went out at the same time, but neither one were actually dead. They were just bare, pretty much.
Well, we are halfway there.
Wow, he really made that pass quickly. Oh, that'll probably do it. Yeah, just no traction, you know? Tends to happen when your left rear is dead and your left front is still at about 40. My stint is done, but I achieved my goal anyway. So if I can just push on the second stint, Elena is gonna lose time on this lap because she's not on, you know, her tires are not dying, but they're not healthy either. And I'll be able to push out of the pit lane unless I get out in traffic. Which I didn't.
Yeah, you got out very far ahead because I think everyone in that little pack has had to pit for damage outside of, I believe, Stephanie.
No, I don't think... Oh, bumper to the back of the 660. Are you insane, Ryza? I know you're described as wild, but I didn't know that's how far that went. Well, no bumper-to-bumper contact, but that's definitely just like an aggressive move that
yeah,
I don't think Buck will take quietly. But you may not have the tires to really do anything about it. He tried, based on that camera, but...
Man, trying to figure out who's actually leading this thing and who's not is...
I think at the end of this pit cycle, technically, it will be me, because I'm gonna have this undercut on Elena. It would have been trivial, but he's actually kind of shredded his left front quicker than expected. He's leaned on his fronts more than even I have.
It's gonna be interesting to see, as his lap times have significantly fallen off. Then again, when you run most of your laps in the 39s, it's...
Yeah, his laps are falling off.
43!
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't see what I do here because it's an out lap, but this lap is gonna say a lot because I think Trivial and Lassiter are gonna go in at the same time for their left front, whereas I'm going to have the clean track ahead of me for the foreseeable future, really.
Yeah, this is a unique experience with how much strategy is playing it in this thing as Buck's in.
Yeah, tires gone.
Yeah.
And Ryza smells the blood in the water on that Lamborghini. His Angel's tires are also very not alive. All-wheel drive, I'm not really surprised. I'm surprised his rears are that dead, considering he's got four-wheel drive, to be fair. However, I think Ryza's attempt at passing Cruz is going to be a little bit disturbed by the existence of Stephanie Kaiser.
The Germans are coming. The Germans are coming.
I think on pace, Stephanie might be the fastest car on the track. Like qualifying pace, maybe? But, like, she's stuck in traffic. Her tires are wearing too fast. So I don't think it's on the cards for her as it stands. She is going to go down the inside of Cruz after I literally must have watched Ryza pass him and just didn't even notice.
I think she'll have a chance to be the top finishing two-stop driver.
Yeah, that'll be a battle between her and Ryza, I think. It's just a matter that Stephanie is going to be fighting the leading cars for a while. Yeah, Dick smelled the blood in the water in terms of his tires. So he could not go 8, 15, 22. Or, actually no, 6, 14. 6, 14. Yeah, you know, he played on lap 6. I lost track of when that happened.
Yeah, came in at the end of 5, started 6. Yeah, so 6, 14. Ooh,
actually, yeah, no.
Might.
I think he'll be running on rims on the final lap, but I think he can go from here to the end. Elena has caught the first blue flag car.
FIA propaganda. here. Oh wow, okay, so that's where he came out in all of this, okay.
And he's gonna probably get by Ryza pretty easily since her left rear is toast. And you can just see the overspeed there, yeah. Ooh, boy, that was a squeeze, but Trivial has to do that. He needs to maintain speed to make a two-stop work, and Ryza's not helping him do that at all. Ryza in the grass trying to keep the Viper away, but it just it just does not happen. Passing Stephanie is going to be his real test. Elena's still going. What is your plan here?
Has she made her a pit stop at all today, or?
No, she has just taken those hearts 15 laps. Just say no. Your racing hearts cannot legally wear without your consent, looking ass.
I guess. Oh, car coming in.
Yeah, Ryza's left rear has had enough. Noir not taking tires on that stop has left her on a dramatically different trajectory.
Yeah, she now has 3/4 of a truck behind her.
I was about to say, she is in the very unenviable position of having to run away from Buckshot Angelos.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
191. There's Ryza. She's gonna come out right in the middle of this chaos. That's gonna put her out of contention, I think.
Noir is... I don't know. Okay, I guess it's just a horsepower difference.
Yeah.
That's why, 'cause I was wondering, like, there's no way her tires are dead.
They're not dead, they're worse than Buck's, but also that's because of just the time that she pit. Lap 9 versus lap 12.
Trying to figure out why Buck's pulling away. I remember. Oh, right, it's Buck. Also, we got a battle for,
third. And this is like an actual third, basically. It'll be net P2 when Elena finally decides that her tires are done.
I don't think her tires are going to give out.
When she pits, she will do it out of obligation rather than requirement.
I think she's running the old super hards.
This is not nearly as close to camera as I thought it was. Although it'll work once we get to the braking point. Stephanie's trying around the outside, but Trivial just trivializes the traction zone.
Yeah.
His tires are definitely better. Yeah, no kidding. I think Stephanie wore her tires out too much running that 39.1 in anger. Dick was able to run basically that earlier without wearing them at all.
And it's gonna just take a look, bumper to the back of the 71, and a little bump and run, and not quite clear yet. Contact.
I gave him a reminder on that, but I didn't do anything else. I'm just like, hey, you scratch my paintwork, I scratch yours. The $1,000,000 question, does Elena finally decide that her tires are... She is holding up a train of lapped cars. Like, hello? Give it up!
I think now...
It is a bad day to drive an RCF. They are 1920.
I think it's a bad day to drive anything in the Toyota family.
Yeah, no kidding, because there's Fabian fighting them for 18th.
Was fighting them. But yes, as I believe she finally, after all these years, comes in to give the lead to Dick Trivial. The madness and Mopar madness is here.
I just figured I'd let Stephanie go because I could tell she was just gonna fight me over it anyway, despite her tires being dead. I knew she wasn't gonna make it. I was like, yeah, go ahead, wear your shit out trying to get up to Dick Trivial. It's not gonna work. and you're just gonna play into my hands. And then when you get out of my way, I can go after Trivial myself.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see, because according to my calculations,
Surprise.
if it comes down to you and Trivial, both of y'all's tires should be just about dead somewhere on the final lap.
Surprise.
Surprise, motherfucker. What the fuck?
I think Trivial may have messed up that left-hander, or right-hander. I know my directions.
Do you?
Slow car!
Slow car might be in the way. Oh, speaking of slow cars, we got a slow car in the pits. Ah.
Oh yeah, did I mention Kyle Busch is apparently in this race too? Because that's what that Fidel's car is, and Scarborough is somewhere in a Ty Gibbs car, so yeah.
I thought that was a Riley Herbst car, especially since I believe that's the 35.
It's the 35, but I mean, that number was put on that car before Riley Herbst drove it, so. Also because Jake is a Ty Gibbs fan, not a that guy
Terrible
fan.
Herbst fan. Oh! Wait a minute. Windshield wipers.
Yeah, there was a light rain on the track. It wasn't enough to actually require anything, though. It was just enough to turn the windshield wipers on to clear the windshield, but no standing water. Carson wasn't in Trivial's way, it wasn't really in my way either, I don't think.
Ooh! What? Yeah?
I mean, I don't know why he honked at me. Like, he left that lane wide the fuck open. That was the fucking checkout lane right there.
There was a gap and you went for it as you are a racing driver.
Especially when the gap was wide enough to fit two Vipers there. I'm pretty sure Carson wanted to, she could have squeezed her NSX in there.
That's a sight.
It's gonna be a drag race.
With 4 laps to go here at Fuji. Wow.
Slipstream.
But then as we get into the braking zone, nope, you don't really send it.
I gave it a long thought, but no. There's 4 laps to go. I'm still privy to this thing being somewhere around here. I figured she would actually be up here by now, considering her tires are completely fresh, but not really. It's a Porsche 345 at the moment, as Stephanie has just made her final pit stop in the recent past. Yeah, so there was like a little bit of standing water, you can see it on the telemetry down there, but like that's not going to require intermediate tires, especially since it wasn't even covering the entire course. Also, behold a mountain.
Yes.
Brother, what did I say about bringing your phone into the commentary box? Told him this 1,000 times. Well, that time he again left the gap, and he missed the braking point. There was no way I wasn't going to do that. As Noir exits the pits. I did not know her tire wear was that bad, but I get back ahead of him, following his mistake at turn 1.
Apologies, Katie and Winter got into it.
Oh my god.
That would be an Inferno just calling me to be like, hey, Tweedledum, just got into it. Anyways, as we got 2.5 laps to go.
And it's late enough in the evening that the headlights must now come on. Not even due to the weather. The weather.
Also, wow, Noir's race has gone horrible.
Yeah, her tires wore too fast.
Went from battling for the lead at one point, if I do recall correctly, to a lap down 18 from EG's probably gonna see the battle for the win.
You could have been here, Noir, but you took your lightweight NSX. Oh, slow cars in the way of the 2 Porsches. That's going to keep them out of this fight for the win. As we hit 2 laps to go.
Madness.
The battle of the danger ropes. They're fucking danger noodles. Nope ropes.
Danger noodles. Nope ropes. Aggressive worms. Whatever you call them.
Yes, the avoid worm. Trivial has been better on his rear tires than me, but I've not leaned on my front nearly as much. So yeah, we're basically both gonna have dead front tires on the final lap, but it's not gonna really matter.
Yeah, it's honestly gonna probably be if tires pop, who's pops last.
It's actually gonna be neither of those, by the way. It's actually gonna be Noir deciding she's gonna race the leaders. So all this strategy's gonna go out the window because she basically sits in my way for no reason.
Oh no, that's an admin!
Which is funny because it was Trivial she got into at the start of the race, and then her doing this to me is gonna end up giving him the win. Because now I have to pass her on the final turn, so I get no runoff, and then... I mean, I'm gonna barely get his slipstream, but it's not gonna do much from back here.
One to go, sponsored by Credit One Bane.
From to the back of the 71, she damn near wanted to pass Trivial too, but...
And is it just weird that she brings somebody else up into this?
No.
Okay, no.
That's you on a lap. That's you on a different lap.
Oh, yeah.
It's you, yeah. She's not battling you. Maybe that's part of why. I don't know. Did you really think that beating you for 16th was worth fucking with the lead battle?
One of these things is not like the other.
Just need 2 more big American cars and can recreate that one meme of the woman on the couch.
Yeah. It's the reverse of the BMW meme. You just had enough of her. Ain't you a friend?
Normally, I'm not really sure what went wrong, but now I'm literally just brake testing her. I'm hoping you get by her, and somehow you don't.
Luckily, Abrams Camaro has Abrams Camaro style bumpers and horsepower. As you're gonna try to take a run up the inside of Trivial, don't quite get to his back bumpers. We got a drag race to the finish line.
It's not a drag race at all. He got a better run off because he didn't have to deal with the existence of Noir. He just breaks the toe. Dick Trivial is gonna win the Fuji Enduro, the Fuji 100 kilometers. There are the 2 Porsches. Yeah. Riel beat Lasser to the line despite having no left rear tire. And I may have punched a goddess about 5 minutes after the checkered flag.
So that's why security was down there.
Yes, that is also why Buck was down there.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just fucking retarded. Like, he had no left front tire either. That would have been the easiest pass to ever make, but all of the important corners, I was being compromised by this dipshit in a Honda NSX. At any rate, that's 142 in the books. Next week will take us to Daytona for yet another enduro race, and that will bring us straight to the Challenge Series World Championship. Which, actually probably worth just bringing that up at the start of the championship. It's a crazy fucking thing. That's it.